Let's take a look at some typography things for Photoshop. Before we start on our practice file, I want to help you get your Photoshop set up and ready to type in. So go to Photoshop, and this is really what your screen should be set up like. It's likely that you are in Essentials Workspace. If you don't remember what that is, it means that it's the arrangement of all of the panels and where they are, how they're arranged, and it's saved as a workspace. All those workspaces are up here in the upper right corner, and if I click on that I can see the different ones, as well as if I scroll up some that I've actually saved earlier on in the week. What we do have for typography is a workspace that we can go to, so click on Essentials and drag down to Typography. That will make all of the panels that we need for typography more prominent. Yours is probably looking something like this, if I remember right how it's set up. I like to have my paragraph and character tabs separated so that I can easily go from one to another instead of having to click back and forth. So I just click and drag that tab to tear it away and dock it down below. So I'm going to show you where your type tool is. It's over here on the left. It looks like a T. The tool we'll be using is the horizontal type tool. So if you click on that and hold it down, you can see there are other type tools in here, but we'll start with the horizontal type tool. Now that I have my type tool, everything is changed up here at the very top in the control bar. These settings can also all be found over in our paragraph and our character panels, but they're the essential ones, the ones we'll most likely be changing the most often. So Photoshop's gone and taken the essential ones from each one of these panels and put them together up here in the top. The font is what is listed first, and we can choose a different font by clicking on this little arrow and scrolling up and down until we find one we like. You can see it's got a sample right next to it. Another way to change your font is to actually highlight it and then just arrow up and down and push enter when you're done. The next one is the style of the font. So this one, which is very odd, has regular, oblique, bold, and bold oblique. We will be playing with those, and you can change the setting or the size of your font by clicking this drop down or typing into the window what size you want. Let me explain what the next one is, and for that I'm going to need a new window, so I'm just going to pop something open real quick so I have something to show you on. And you don't need to be following along, just pay attention and I'll drive you through what this last option is. So I'm back at my type tool. This little drop down, right now mine says smooth, yours might say something else, is the anti-aliasing. And in Photoshop, anti-aliasing means the smoothness or lack of smoothness on the edge. So if I zoom really close to this type and take a look at the edge, I can see that there are some levels of grayness around the edge. It's not just solid black. Watch what happens in my type tool when I change this setting to none. It becomes very jagged. All that grayness goes away, and even when I zoom back out I can tell that it's got this jaggediness all around the edge, and that's fairly undesirable in Photoshop. In fact, I don't think I've ever really come across a situation where I needed that setting. So the setting I like to have mine set at is smooth. You can flip through the others and see what they are. And once it's set to smooth, I want to set my alignment. So alignment you should be familiar with from Word document programs. It's what side of the page essentially that your type is going to go from. In this case it's going to be when you take your cursor and start typing, which direction does the type go from there. If it's going to extend to the right, extend to both sides, or extend to the left. So I want mine to be set to left align for the moment. The next box is my font color, and if I click on that I can actually choose a different color. The background of the worksheet we'll be working on is white, so please pick a color that will show up on white. I'm just going to choose black by clicking and dragging down here to the bottom corner and then clicking OK. These last couple of things we will get to later, so with that in mind I'm going to close out of my little example here and say don't save, and come back to our website and grab the practice exercise sheet. So we will be set up and ready to go.